2 a.m. Caracas, Venezuela. January 3rd, 2026. The entire city goes dark. Not a storm, not a power cut. American cyber operators just switched it off. Deliberately, surgically, from thousands of miles away. Then the sound starts. Low and heavy, the thud of military helicopters moving fast and low through the night sky. And then the explosions. Venezuela's air defense systems lighting up, then going quiet, one by one, as U.S. fighter jets tear through them. Deep inside a fortified compound in the heart of the city, a man is running. Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela, is sprinting toward a steel safe room door, his wife right behind him. He almost makes it. Almost. Delta Force operators reach him first. Within minutes, the most wanted man in Latin America is in zip ties. Within hours, he is blindfolded on an American warship. By morning, he is landing in New York to face federal criminal charges. The sitting president of a sovereign nation, captured in his own home by American special forces in the dead of night without a declaration of war. Trump called it a spectacular assault like people have not seen since World War II. He was not exaggerating. Here is the full story: how it was planned, how it was executed, why America did it, and what it means for every country watching from the outside. Why was Maduro worth this much effort? Venezuela has the largest proven oil reserves on Earth, more than Saudi Arabia. Under Maduro, the country became a catastrophe. Inflation hit 1,000,000%. Grocery stores emptied. 7 million people fled. The largest refugee crisis in the Western Hemisphere. All while Maduro stayed in power, protected by loyalists, Russian weapons, and Cuban intelligence advisors. But it was not the collapse of Venezuela that put Maduro in the crosshairs of a U.S. federal grand jury. It was cocaine. In 2020, U.S. prosecutors in New York indicted Maduro on narco-terrorism charges. The allegation was devastating. Maduro had turned Venezuela's own military and intelligence services into a drug trafficking empire, working directly with a Colombian terrorist organization called FARC to flood American streets with cocaine. The cash kept his regime alive. The cocaine killed Americans. The U.S. State Department placed a $50 million bounty on Maduro, the same reward once offered for Osama bin Laden. That is the price tag America put on his head. For years, Maduro stayed put, protected by his compound, his loyal generals, and the diplomatic cover of Russia and China. He survived sanctions. He survived protests. He survived opposition candidates. He seemed untouchable. Until he wasn't. The night of January 3rd did not happen by accident. It was the end of a months-long covert operation that involved the CIA, the Pentagon, the State Department, and people inside Venezuela itself. In August 2025, 5 months before the raid, CIA operatives entered Venezuela. Their job was intelligence, mapping Maduro's compound, tracking his movements, identifying weaknesses in his security. At the same time, American intelligence was quietly working to turn insiders, people inside Maduro's own military and government, who would cooperate when the moment came, or simply do nothing when it mattered most. By December 2025, the military was ready to go. Then weather stopped them. 4 days in a row, the flying conditions over Caracas were too dangerous for the kind of low-altitude helicopter insertion the raid required. Then, on the night of January 2nd, the clouds cleared. General Dan Kane, chairman of the Joint Chiefs, later confirmed, this operation could only have been undertaken by the United States military. Here is what 150 aircraft launched from 20 different sites simultaneously looks like. F-35 and F-22 stealth fighters go in first, invisible to radar, clearing a corridor through Venezuelan air defenses. EA-18 Growler electronic attack jets jam every radar and communication system in range. B-1 bombers and FA-18s hit military installations across Caracas and 3 coastal states. Drones flood the airspace. The entire Venezuelan air defense network is blinded, jammed, or destroyed within minutes. While all of this happens in the sky, U.S. cyber operators cut Caracas's power grid. The city goes dark. No streetlights, no security cameras, no communications for Venezuelan military units trying to respond and coordinate. Into that darkness come the Delta Force helicopters, flying at rooftop level, navigating by moonlight, heading straight for Maduro's compound. Inside, alarms are going off. Maduro and his wife are on their feet, running. Trump described exactly what happened. Both of them ran for the steel door of a safe room. They did not reach it. Delta Force was faster. No American troops were killed. A helicopter was struck and damaged but remained flyable. Trump acknowledged, a couple of guys were hit. The operation was declared a complete success within hours. Maduro and his wife were photographed aboard the USS Iwo Jima, wearing blindfolds and ear protection. By the time the sun rose over Caracas, their president was sitting in handcuffs on an American military aircraft heading to New York City. What Trump said next, and why the world froze. Capturing a foreign president was extraordinary. What Trump said in the hours that followed was something else entirely. He announced the U.S. would run Venezuela until a democratic transition could be arranged. He talked openly about taking control of the country's oil reserves, the largest on Earth. He called it the beginning of a new era of American dominance in Latin America. Think about that for a second. The President of the United States just said America is going to run another country. Not advise it, not support it. Run it. Russia condemned the operation as armed aggression. China expressed alarm. Colombia called an emergency UN Security Council meeting. Venezuela's vice president demanded proof that Maduro was still alive. Latin American governments that generally support American policy issued carefully worded statements of concern, not for Maduro, but for what the operation's logic means for everyone else. What this actually means for you. As an American, 3 things. First, drugs. The U.S. government's case against Maduro alleged his regime was a direct pipeline for cocaine into American communities. With Maduro in custody and Venezuela now under U.S. influence, that state-sponsored supply chain is disrupted. That is real and it matters. Second, oil. Venezuela has more proven oil reserves than any country on Earth. Under Maduro, most of it flowed to China and Russia. A Venezuela aligned with Washington means more global oil supply, less energy leverage for Beijing and Moscow, and potentially lower prices at your gas pump over time. Third, the message. Every adversary, every drug trafficker, every sanctioned government in the world just watched America reach across an ocean into a fortified compound and take a sitting president out of his own home. The $50 million bounty, the federal indictment, the CIA groundwork, the 150 aircraft, and Maduro in zip ties before breakfast. Foreign policy described this as the first overt U.S. military regime change operation ever conducted against a South American government. The last time America removed a foreign leader by force was Panama, in 1989. This was bigger. Operation Absolute Resolve lasted one night. Its consequences will last years. Russia has lost its most important foothold in the Western Hemisphere. China has lost a key oil partner and diplomatic ally in a region it had spent billions building influence in. 7 million Venezuelan refugees now have the possibility, not the guarantee, but the possibility, of going home. And every government in the world, every leader sitting in every capital, just updated their threat assessment of what the United States is actually willing to do. America did not just capture Nicolas Maduro. It sent a message to every country watching. The indictment is the beginning, not the end. And there is nowhere to hide. What happens next in Venezuela is still being written. Whether the operation leads to genuine democracy or just a different kind of chaos, that story is still unfolding. But what happened on the night of January 3, 2026 is already history. The kind that does not get undone. If this gave you the full picture, subscribe. And tell me in the comments, do you think America made the right call? Or did this cross a line that should never have been crossed?